So, hello again, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to tonight's session. We are trading for Freedom PH. This community is not just trading actually, we're not really trading for profits. No, our goal is really to achieve time freedom, financial freedom, however that may mean to you. I'm Kai, and I will be sharing with you guys our topic for this evening, which is basics of charting. If ready na kayo, pa-type ng game. Ready na. Ready na Kai, let's start. Ayun. Si Gerard, VIP, medyo okay, let's go. Okay, so every time we start, we always start with a risk disclosure because in this community, we are transparent and I want you to be very critical whenever you invest in something. Okay, and Forex is one of the financial markets that you can invest on, and you should be aware of what you're getting into. So, allow me to read the information I will be sharing with you guys. Okay, is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended as financial or investment advice. It's very important that you know that Forex trading involves significant risk. Okay? Pwede tayong mag-profits, but at the same time, pwede talagang malugi. Okay, you should be very careful of your objectives and level of experience and risk tolerance before trading. It's also important to know that past performance is not indicative of future results. Anything that I will be sharing here, the earnings or income statements, are for educational purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor. Okay? Please, always trade wisely and never risk more than you can afford to lose. If you agree, pa-type ng agree. Pa-type ng agree. Dapat aware po tayo sa mga pinagpapasok natin. Okay, perfect. Okay, so as I've shared, our topic is basics of charting. So, kung gusto nyo po talaga maging trader, we should go into technical analysis. And in order to analyze the markets, okay, we should have an understanding of the price charts. So, ang matutunan po natin ngayong gabi is una, understand what price chart is and bakit kailangan gamitin natin ito as traders. Second, we would be able to identify some types of charts. Okay? Ito po ang mga pinaka-common na charts that we are using in Forex trading. Okay? Pag-uusapan natin isa-isa. It will also read and interpret basic candlestick charts. So, since candlestick chart is the commonly used chart, okay, yun ang i-focus natin, and recognize time frames and their role in trading decisions. Okay? And lastly, we will plot and understand key charting concepts like trend lines, support, and resistance. Oh, ready na ba kayo to discuss all these things? Pa-type ng ready. Yes, so please be mindful that every once in a while, I need you to participate with me para mas maganda yung learning nyo. Perfect. Thank you guys for your active participation. So, let's start. Ano nga ba ang price chart? So, if you have seen my reels, no, in the TikTok or in Facebook, then very short, 60 seconds, I was able to explain it, but this one will go deeper. Okay? So, a price chart po is a visual representation of the price movement over time. Again, it's a visual representation no anong nangyari, okay, of the price over time. In technical analysis, we use the price chart so we could create informed and smart decisions. Actually po, sa trading, we are speculating. Okay? We are speculating kung saan, okay, the highest probability of the price of where the price might go. So how do we do that? We look at historical data. Yung presyo noon, okay, we study it, we analyze it, so we could speculate kung saan siya most probably pupunta. Okay, that's why we create our positions, buy and sell, because of our smart analysis. Okay, the price chart helps traders analyze market trends, spot opportunities, and make trading decisions. So, every trader should always, it's a basic foundation of understanding a price chart. So, tingnan po natin, ano ba ang price chart? Okay, so you can use a lot of trading tools out there, but this one specifically is Trading View. Okay, there are a lot of trading tools. Ito lang po ang example natin is Trading View. And kung makikita nyo po, it is actually a graph. If we can remember our elementary math, okay, a graph or like a chart, okay, is created by, okay, na-plot po dyan in the x-axis is time and the y-axis is price. So, if you would look at every point in the graph, okay, for example, in November of last year, for example, okay, titingnan mo siya, there is an equivalent price. Okay? Kaya po na-create ang chart. Okay? It is the price over time. And there are a lot of functionalities because our trading tools right now have been very innovative, di ba? Ang dami ng technology. But the basic functionalities that we use, the trading tools, are the following. Okay, of course, the financial market that you want to trade. In this case, USD chef. That's the currency pair na gusto natin i-trade. Then the time frame. Okay, in this case as well, it's daily time frame. Okay, so this shows a candlestick chart, and every candle represents 1 day price movement. Later on, we'll understand paano ba nakakreate ang isang candlestick. Okay, and then you also look down. This is the OHLC, open, high, low, and close. Okay, that's very important as well as we look at the candlesticks. We also look at indicators. Okay, iba't ibang tools, okay, mathematical tools for us, okay, to make our lives easy and create these decisions and set up opportunities. And lastly, etong mga drawing tools. Okay? Kasi pwede talaga tayong mag-drawing dito. Okay? Depende kung ano ang mga opportunities na makikita natin sa chart. So again, these are the things we will be talking about kapag nag-uusap tayo about the chart. Okay? The candlesticks, the time frame, the indicators, and the drawing tools. Okay, now let's discuss each one. Okay, so starting with the types of price charts. Yung nakita po natin, that is just one type, one sample, which is the candlestick chart. But may iba't ibang types din po. Starting with a line chart. Si line chart, it's the simplest form, okay? It is just connecting the closing price of that specific time frame over time. And it is best for identifying overall trends. Okay, so for example, this is an example of a line chart. So I'll pull out this one. Okay, this is the actual trading view. Okay, and how do you change the chart? Okay, punta ka lang dito sa upper part, and then instead of candles, you choose the line. And automatically, lalabas yung line chart. So, ang kagandahan ni line chart is you would easily see the trend. See? It's very obvious. It's very clear that it's an uptrend. By the way, this is gold at 1 hour time frame. Okay? The very first use for line chart is easily see the trends. Secondly, you would also be able to see the support and resistance. Okay? Whenever there is a sharp move or bounce, higher or upward or downward, okay, then yun po ang support and resistance natin. So we will discuss more later. But for now, let's just appreciate that this is how we use the line chart. Pa-type naman po ng line if clear po ang line chart so far. Sige nga, pa-type. Okay, perfect. Sige, okay, just go along with me. Our second price chart is bar naman. It's a bar chart. Okay? So bar chart, shows the OHLC. Okay, and it's best for volatility and price range. This is an example of a bar chart. Sige, let's go look at the actual chart and tingnan natin paano ba i-understand ang bar chart. So again, okay, this is gold at 1 hour. If you want to change, just click this one and instead of line, go with bars. Okay, sige. So how do we actually understand each bar? Okay, so ganito po siya. Okay, for example, this specific here, this specific bar. This is how it is created. Okay, so may open. Okay, here. So it opened here, and then the high opened high. It closed, it went low, and then dito siya nag-close. Okay, so this is how a bar is created. Again, it's the OHLC. Open, high, low, and close. So in this case, nag-open siya, umangat, bumagsak, pero umangat ulit, and then dyan mo makikita. So easily, you can see the range of the price and the volatility as well. Okay, it becomes hello, June. Oh, di ba? Wag na po muna mag-write. Okay? And it becomes a green bar if it closed higher than it opened. And nagiging red siya if it closed lower than it opened. Okay? Clear ba so far? Pa-type ng bar. Bar. Okay, clear. O, di ba? Everything's ano naman, self-explanatory. Okay. Now, let's go with the very commonly used, which is the candlestick chart. Okay, so it's easy to spot market sentiment. What does it mean? You would easily see if it's a bear's market or a bull's market, okay, by looking at the chart itself. Okay, so this is how a candlestick chart looks like. Okay, before we go to the actual chart, let's discuss muna how does a candlestick being formed ba? Okay, so let's understand candlestick. So candlestick again is a visual representation of price movement within a specific time period. Okay, iba-iba po kasi ang pagkaka-orient niya depende kung saang time frame mo siya tinitingnan on a chart. Okay, it is used to help traders analyze price action and market sentiment. The same with bar, it is also using 4 data points in order to create one candlestick. And these are the following: the opening price, the highest price, the lowest price, and the closing price. Okay, by the way, this is the, for example here, opening price, the highest price, the lowest price, and the closing price. Depende kung saan siya nag-close, then it will create a different type of candle. Okay? So if it closed if it closed lower than it opened, so meaning nag-open siya dito, pero nag-close siya sa baba, it becomes a bear candle. On the other hand, if it closed higher than it opened, so nag-open siya dito, nag-close siya sa taas, it becomes a bullish candle. Okay? So, clear ba so far? Pa-type ng candle on the chat box. Kung paano ba na-create. Perfect. So, there are a lot of candlesticks in, candlestick patterns. Okay? You don't have to memorize each. You just have to understand what do they mean and interpret them carefully. Now, let's go to the chart itself. Okay? So, again, in order to use the candlestick, you go here, okay, and then choose candles. Okay, you can change the color however you want. So again, this is gold at 1 hour time frame. Okay, if you can see here, wait. Okay, so again, let's have a quick review muna on everything you see in the price chart. Okay, una, of course, this is the candle. Okay, this is the price. Okay, the actual price is seen here at the right side. And then the time is nasa baba. Tapos, you can change the time frame in this area here. So currently, nasa 1 hour tayo. Okay? So meaning, every candle here represents price movement for 1 hour. Okay? Or you can just use the open, high, low, close. Okay? Dito mo siya makikita. Yan ang specific price if you really want to get the specifics. But this is how it is formed. Okay? And then of course, this is you if you want to change or any other tools, here, my indicators din dito. And these are your drawing tools, nasa left side. Okay? Your drawing tools, if you want fast access to your favorite drawing tools, then you can just put a star and automatically makikita mo siya lahat ng mga favorite mo na usually na ginagamit mo. Okay? So, we will identify a few of the candlesticks, okay? Famous candlestick patterns, and then let's identify if it's a bearish or bullish candlestick pattern, okay? So, for example, ang pinaka-importante po na candlesticks are those located in the area of interest or area of value, which are our supply and demand zones or support and resistance. Okay. For example po, ito. Okay, let's mark up our key area levels. Okay. Okay. Here. So this is our support here, support zone, meaning the market does not want the price to go down further and maraming bumibili dito. Okay, it's a supply zone. Sorry, it's a demand zone. So support. Okay, so for example, if you can see this candlestick here, this is a hammer. Okay, it's a very common na candlestick pattern. So what it does, okay, if makikita mo siya, this is a bullish candlestick reversal. Okay, bakit? As you can see, bumabagsak ang presyo, but there is a rejection in this area, di ba? Kasi super laki, okay, it's a very strong rejection, mahaba ang wick niya, okay, and it even, okay, closed lower than it opened. With this one, okay, you would anticipate that there is a bullish reversal. Okay, that's one example. You can also see, for example, ito here. This is also a typical, okay, instead of isang candle lang, pwedeng tatlo din. Okay, you have seen it in the support area. This is also a bullish reversal candlestick pattern. We call this a shooting star. Okay? So, marami naman examples. You can just browse through them and you can actually practice by looking at your chart. Okay? And know kung anong nangyari of the price after those candlestick patterns appeared. Okay? Clear ba so far? Are you learning? Pa-type ng learning. Are you learning so far? Learning. Perfect. Okay. Moving forward, let's now discuss, okay, ano ba ang iba't ibang mga functionalities na makikita natin sa price chart? And we have to identify them and know them. Say we've been talking about time frame. Pero ano nga ba ang time frame? Okay? So, in the candlestick chart, okay, it's very important, okay, that each candle or bar represents price action in a chosen period. So, same price of a pair exists on a several time frame. For example, okay, the first one here, okay, this is a 4-hour time frame. Okay? Nasa higher time frame siya. But if you go lower sa 1-minute time frame, iba yung itsura na niya. Okay? Sa isang clear na uptrend, okay, marami siyang mga ups and downs. Okay? So you would now have a granular view, okay, or a zoom-in view of the 4-hour time frame as you go to the lower time frames. Okay? So zoom out or zoom in. So as you can see, it's a different story depende kung saang time frame ka nakatingin. And if you go back to the price chart, this is where you see it. Okay? Dito mo siya makikita. For example, by the way, guys, as a rule of thumb, mas powerful ang higher time frame because it takes longer to form that candlestick. Then at the same time, it will also take longer to invalidate that pattern. Okay, kung nasa higher time frame siya. So this is, okay, if we would like to appreciate lang, okay, this is the 4-hour time frame. Okay? You look at this particular candlestick. Etong before, the one that is being created right now, okay? That is what we see in the 4-hour time frame. However, kung we go lower, then this will now be, okay, divided, or parang we would know the full story, paano ito na form, okay, 4 times sa 1-hour time frame, for example. Okay? So yung isang candle na yon is equivalent to this, okay, to this 4 candles. Okay? So you would be able to see, okay, ito pala nangyari sa kanya. Okay? Mas nakikita mo ngayon ang inner story of just one candle by looking down. Okay? So, at this time, na bago ka pa lang, hindi mo pa alam kung, wait, saang time frame ba ako dapat tumitingin? So, for now, saan ba kayo mostly time frame na nagcha-chart? Kung nagcha-chart ka na, pa-share naman sa chat box. Anong time frame ba kayo nakatingin? If, okay, sabi ni user 5 minutes, 5 minutes, okay. So, there is actually, okay, si Algic naman is 1 hour, okay? So, it's a trial and error, guys. Hindi mo siya automatically malalaman na, dito ako magcha-chart, okay? You would have to spend some time in the markets to identify, I am most comfortable in this time frame. But you would have to test it out. Sabi naman dito ni Ray, 4-hour time frame siya nagto-check ng bias, 1-hour time frame na confirmation, and 15-minute entry confirmation. O, diba? So, may setup, may sistema na siya. But for those na newbie, this is the usual or regular na mga time frames na tinitingnan mo depende kung sa anong trading style ka. Okay? You could have variations of these, but these are just the typical example. So, if gusto mo mag short-term scalping, okay, yung fast trades lang, aiming for small profits, multiple times a day, okay? So, you could usually look at the 1 minute, 5 minute, or 15 minute. So, pwede ka mag-bias at 15 minute, but your entries would be at the lower time frame, like 1 minute or 5 minutes. Okay? Pwede naman, though may mga pros and cons yan, okay, you have to see for yourself what works for you. But if you want to try, then these are the time frames you can start with. May intraday din. Okay? With intraday, kagaya ni Mr. Ray, baka intraday siya. Okay? Ito naman ang time frame. So, probably you look at the 4-hour as your trend, 1 hour for confirmations, and then your entry would be somewhere 5 minutes or 15 minutes. Depende sa'yo. For the long term naman, okay, nothing lower than 4 hour. Okay, for the time frame mo. And then higher, daily, weekly, or even month. Okay? You can take a screenshot of this if hindi mo pa alam kung anong time frame ba dapat ang tinitingnan mo. But this is just for you to start with. And please also consider the pros and cons. Okay? Clear ba so far? Pa-type ng clear. Clear naman kay ang time frame. Okay, perfect. Now, we go to the next topic, which is basic charting tools. Okay? Yung mga drawing tools natin. Una, there is a trend line. Okay? So the trend line, it connects highs and lows to identify direction, uptrend, downtrend, or sideways. So how do we use the trend line? So if you go back to the price chart, here, okay, let's use the, di ba, pabagsak mo si gold. Okay, so if you go to the 1 hour time frame, okay, how do we use the trend line? So hanapin mo lang ito, this one, trend line. Diba? You would know it because may label naman siya, trend line. If the market or the price is in an uptrend, okay, then you connect the swing low to the swing high. You connect like this way. Okay? Because if the price would break down to this trend, that would mean it is now the start of a downtrend. Okay? So ito ang paggamit sa trend line. Kung paakyat ang price. On the other hand, kung pabagsak naman ang price, okay, then you would now connect the high points. Okay, here, for example, here, okay. So you connect the high areas. Okay? Ganun siya. Okay, just make sure lang that you are connecting it properly. Okay, touch points of the high. Okay? That's the trend line. Other thing is trend channel. Okay, parallel trend lines showing a price range. The difference of the trend line and the trend channel is how smooth the trend is, because you would know the range of that trend. Okay, how do you find it? It's this one, parallel channel. Okay, you click on that and then you now connect, for example, and connect on the other side. As you can see, diba, it's perfectly touching just the boundary of the trend channel until it breaks out and retest. Okay? So maganda din na tool ang trend channel if the market is trending. Okay? So you could find your entries and exits. Okay? So these are just the basic tools, no, that you can use. Marami pang iba. And last one is the support and resistance. So support is the price level where buying pressure is strong, and resistance is the price level where selling pressure is strong. So if we go back to the price chart, okay, you can actually look for indicators kung gusto mo lang, and then type on support and resistance. Okay, automatically, you can. Meron naman. For example, ito. Ito, pinapakita niya, di ba? Siya na magpo-plot ng support and resistance for you if hindi mo pa alam, okay, as a newbie. But, this is what I did before nung bago pa ako. Okay, I would actually change my chart to line. Kasi mas clear siya. Okay, yung mga pivot points, di ba? Di ba? It's a very sharp down after this. So, you can, eto, I'm just using this one, the horizontal line, okay? So, you can mark up, this is now our resistance area. And then, dito naman is our support area, okay? That's one way we can mark our key levels. And then remember, as a natural behavior of the market, the previous resistance now becomes the new support. Okay, so if gusto mo buy because your bias is buying here, then pwede mo siyang hintayin dito. Okay, so after the breakout, the retest, then you can wait here to have a buy entry position, okay, before siya umangat. Okay, so that's how we use and look for the support and resistance areas. Okay, very easy lang. Ito lang, horizontal line. Or you can just use the indicators na automatically, okay, nagbibigay sa'yo. Okay, so far, clear ba ang drawing tools? Pa-type ng tools. Pa-type ng tools. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Ray. So there are a lot of tools here actually, okay? It's up to you na to explore. Okay, ito may box. Ito, okay? And then meron din dito when you create an entry, okay, you can automatically see the risk to reward ratio with the PIP. Okay, so please, discover, okay, and explore the different functionalities of your trading tool. Okay. So the last one we will be discussing is on the common indicator. So maraming indicators din available. Okay, so an indicator is a mathematical equation, okay, that processes data in order to give us a better understanding, okay, and process that data for our future or like predictive decisions. And there are two types of indicators. One is leading indicator. It's predictive, okay? It gives the signal before prices move, but could give false signals, okay? It is used for early entries kasi nga predictive siya. And then, it is also used for range-bound markets. Again, the most important here is kung leading, okay, range-bound markets because it's an oscillator. It will show you oversold and overbought zones. For example is RSI or Relative Strength Index. On the other hand, may lagging din tayo. Lagging is confirmative. Dapat gumalaw muna ang presyo before it can give you a signal. Kaya, sometimes, or majority of the time, late ka na sa entry. It helps confirm trend or strength continuation and used for trending markets. So, for lagging na indicator, it's for trending markets. An example that we will be discussing today is our parabolic SAR. Okay, parabolic stop and reversal. Okay, so let's go back to the tools here. And then to access our trading tools, our indicators, let me just delete first. Okay, to access them, dito lang. Okay, you just click this indicators and then you type. Actually, pwede ka rin gumawa ng indicator na gusto mo as long as may script or ano ka lang, ito, Pine editor na code na ilalagay mo siya sa chart, okay? So, candles. And then, ito, click on indicator. So, let's start with RSI. So, this is our leading indicator, okay? So, we'll just very quickly see how to use RSI. So, RSI is Relative Strength Index. Okay, may tatlong zones siya na tinitingnan. Una is the 70 area, which would show you overbought areas. Okay, meron din ditong 30, okay? This naman is oversold. So the concept here or the understanding of leading indicators is that if those price is overly extended na, okay, anytime soon, it will go down. Okay? And this is working for sideways or range-bound market. So, if dito ka, if the price is at the overbought area, then you can sell here at 70. If nandito naman siya sa 30, then you can buy here. Okay? Assuming, of course, that you have a candlestick confirmation. And it's a ranging market, not trending. Because kung nagtitrend siya, if you can see, itong mga nasa labas nag-extend because yun na nga, nagtitrend pa ang market. So don't use RSI because it will give you false signals. Additional for RSI is itong gitna. Itong 50. So if magko-crossover na siya sa 50, that means it's a change of direction na. Okay, for example, here, if you notice, hindi talaga siya bumababa sa 50 below because nasa uptrend pa siya. Okay? Yeah, that's a nice indicator as well. Okay, so this is RSI. Now let's go to parabolic SAR. Parabolic stop and reversal. Okay. Ito naman is used for trending markets. Okay? And, wait, let's replay lang so you would be able to see. Okay? This is a tool that can help you when to close your entry because the trend has ended. Okay? So, for example, diba? You can see here, ito. Okay. Diba? The dots at the above would tell you that the trend is in a downtrend. Okay? If the dots are on top of the price, then downtrend siya. If the dots are below the price, then uptrend siya. Okay? In this case, kung nakikita mo na may tatlong dots na siya, that means that's the end of the previous trend and the start of the new trend. Okay? So, kung naka-sell ka dito and you already see na may tatlong dots na siya, then, i-close mo na yung sell entry mo because magsta-start na yung uptrend. Okay? And then, if magbabuy ta, for example, we will stay within the buy unless yung dots would be on the other side. Okay? So, let's see. Okay? So, the dots are still below, meaning naka-uptrend pa siya. So, if it stays there, then you stay in the trend. Yun. So, di ba may 1, 2. May dalawa na. Tatlo. If may tatlo na, then we close it. Okay? Ganun lang siya kasimple gamitin. Clear ba ang parabolic SAR? Pa-type ng SAR. SAR. Ayun. Okay. Very clear. Sige. So there are a lot of indicators out there. You just have to familiarize them. But most importantly, make sure that you are using the right indicator for the particular market structure. Because range-bound markets would of course respond to leading indicators. Trending markets naman would also respond to lagging indicators. Okay? Sige. So that ends our basic charting discussion. If you have questions, now is the time to raise them.